Quran Sharif, Allah Ta'ala explains in one ayat, فَإِنَّهَا لَا تَعْمَى الْأَبْصَارِ وَلَكِنْ تَعْمَى الْقُلُوبُ الَّتِي فِي الصُّدُورِ. That it's not their eyes that become blind, rather it is their hearts that become blind. Now the heart is king, and the heart becomes blind. So what is this blindness all about? So one is the heart, the eyes becoming blind. So the eyes become blind, the person cannot see the physical objects. He can't see what's in front of him, who's there over there. There's a wall in front of him, there's a tree in front of him. What's there he can't see. He cannot see what's his physical surroundings. But if his heart turns blind, then what is the essence of things? Something in essence is a very beneficial thing, he can't see the benefit in it. And something in essence is very harmful, he can't see the harm in it. Something is going to be a means of tremendous progress and betterment for him, he just cannot understand that how can this be betterment for me, how can this be a means of my progress. Person blind can't see what's going on in front of him. Somebody is trying to describe to the person who's blind that you're standing in front of the ocean and this is how it looks and this is how the waves are coming and this is the color of the water. What he's going to be able to understand that? He'll try to think about what this person is saying, but he's never seen the ocean before. How is he going to try to imagine it? So as much as the person is explaining to him, he is completely blank about it. Now likewise, when the heart turns blind, everybody is trying to explain to the person, look, this is so beneficial for you. If you undertake this, this will be so much more good for you in dunya, in akhirat. But he just cannot seem to understand what's being said, what's being explained. And likewise, there's something extremely dangerous, extremely harmful, but that harm he cannot see. He is heading headlong into a disaster. He's going to topple his whole world, going to break his family, he's going to cause so much of harm to people around him. But he's so engrossed and consumed by those desires of his that everything else now becomes of no consequence to him. He cannot think of anything. What's the reason for this? People are sometimes trying to explain to him and they're feeling extremely surprised that this person can't understand something so straightforward. The problem, unfortunately, is that if there's blindness, now the person is explaining this is the color of the ocean and this is how the waves are coming, what is he going to understand? So likewise, the heart has turned blind, what he's going to understand? So the issue is to make sure that the heart doesn't go blind and the light of the heart remains alight. The eyes requires two lights to see. It requires the internal light, the light of the eye, that the eye is able to see. It requires the external light. If a person is in a completely dark room, no matter how good his sight might be, but he can see nothing. He needs the internal light and the external light. So likewise, the heart, it needs the internal light, the nur that comes from the amal, the nur of the iman itself, because kufr is the greatest darkness, the nur of iman itself. And then if that iman is neglected, the light will be there, but it will be so dim that now it's not showing him anything to be able to move forward. He needs that nur of amal, that light of amal. To the extent that he's lit his heart up with this, he'll be able to see what's outside. And then externally, he needs the light of somebody to guide him. The guidance that has come via the Quran Sharif, via the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This guidance, somebody in their advice, in the light of their supervision and guidance, the light of the Quran and Sunnah, he needs to be able to learn how to walk in that. So provided the person is doing this, he'll get saved from the blindness of the heart. Otherwise it may not be totally blind because of the iman that's there, but he's created so much of darknesses due to sins, so much of darknesses due to all the other issues around him. So sometimes the light is there but it's covered. It's covered, despite the light is there, it's still dark around because of the covering over it. So these sins cover the light of that iman, and as a result the person is still in darkness and he's heading headlong into disaster, but he can't seem to understand the disaster. So this light of the heart requires that no opportunity is lost to increase that light. Every amal that a person can do, once subhanallah he can decide, he is walking, he is going, he can make istighfar a few times, he can recite Durood Sharif a few times, and any mistake somewhere, immediately he's trying to remove those covers by sincere tawbah and istighfar. Then inshallah he'll be able to keep seeing the reality of things, what's beneficial to him and what he has to stay away from in terms of the harm.
अल्लाह अल्लाह कैसा प्यारा नाम है, आशिकों का मीना और जाम है।